Hey everybody, it's Mithu Raman here. Just a quick one today because I'm going to talk a little bit controversially. I'm going to talk about the N word, the one that nobody wants to talk about. That's right, no. Just a little word. And yet, somehow, one of the most difficult ones for us to say because we're not used to saying it, are we? We're not comfortable with no. We want to be agreeable, we want to be approachable, we want to be the ones who say, yes, yes, we can do that for you, yes, we can get that done, yes, I can help you. Because we're doctors, we're meant to help people. And that's all well and good. Unfortunately, as many of you know, and as has been discussed on forums already, the amount of requests which come through day to day are increasing dramatically. And as that happens, it becomes a point where there are too many demands on our time, and you have to start having a filtering system whereby you have to decide, well, that will either have to wait or it simply can't be done. You don't have the resources to do it. But a lot of people are very worried about saying no because again, they don't want to be seen to be difficult, or they don't want to be the one who's standing out from the crowd. I don't want to be sticking my neck out, for example. As has been discussed on forums before, recently there was a request, shall we say, from secondary care that certain tests now A, B, and C have to be done before a referral has to be made. Absolutely no reason why that should be done in primary care, and yet without any consultation, that had been handed down. Now, there's two ways to go about it. You can either just go with it and say, all right, well, I'll just do it, or you can make the decision to say, well, actually, there's three decisions you can make. Second decision is to say no, and the third decision is to simply refer every single person then you can think of with all those tests done until radiology and blood departments are completely fed up of you. Not a particularly mature way of approaching it, to be perfectly fair. So your stock response should be, as with all of these things, a simple letter saying, thank you for your letter. Unfortunately, due to service constraints and lack of resources on our part, we will not be able to comply with your request. Simple as that. Of course they won't like it. Nobody likes it when you say no to them. That's not the point. The point is, your time is valuable, and unless people recognise that your time is valuable, they're not going to value your time. Of course they think it's important, everything's important to them, and when they've got something important to do, either they'll do it themselves or they'll try and dump it on somebody else. And of course people will ask because it's free to ask us. There's no comeback. It's no cost to them if they're asking us something. That's all well and good. So you also need to have a filtering system in place, and this is where your team comes in, because the better your team at protecting you from such things, then clearly the fewer decisions you have to make, which brings me on to my other favourite subject, which is about decision fatigue. So, for example, of all the many requests that will come in of a day, you should really not get to see very many of them at all unless they're directly related to a clinical decision that you need to make. So, for example, requests for this, that, and the other, there should be a system whereby either your staff or your manager should be bouncing them straight back to wherever they originated from. Again, like I say, they won't like it. That's not your problem. If you have time to cover all these things, that's fine. I'm guessing you don't, because if you did, then we probably wouldn't be in the state that we are at the moment. So have a situation, have a process where these things are sent back to wherever they came from, and you can choose to deal with the things which are directly clinically involved. And then for ones that will say no to them. Okay? Don't be worried about being bossy. You're not being bossy, you're being assertive. And being assertive is a good trait because it means you value your time. And by valuing your time, other people will respect that you value your time as well. So I hope that's useful. Use the N word more often. I promise you, you will feel better for it. Thanks very much for listening. I'm Mithu Raman, and of course I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Stay resilient.